for the football. This for the football. For the city and the back roads. Got a whole county full of them ghosts. All from the football. Hey, it's just for Beulah County. Yeah, right on your head like a bounty. Said I'm from Beulah, they know I'm from Beulah. So let me just go talk about my surroundings. Shout out them Eagles that's out in Geneva. Them Lakers, oh yeah, that's Palmerton and Valley. We from the football chasing these goals. If you in the way, you get taken out proudly. And Jefferson soaring with Falcons. Said that you working, you ain't really working. You see that we working, our hands got a callus. Putting in reps till we moving some mountains. Edgewood got warriors, they won't allow it. Me, I bleed green and gold, they know defeating those dragons who run the whole city. You wildin'. And they really doubt it. And next we gon' go to Grand Valley. Work like a horse and don't show no remorse. So opponents keep coming, we stack them and pile them. Yeah, and Connie I flooded with Spartans. As soon as they pull up on game day, we park them. Cause we number one in that spot, ain't a bargain. Man, shout out St. John, they be ballin' like Harden. This for the football. This for the football. This for the football.
Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday after a windy and wild weekend. Hopefully everybody is safe. Hopefully everybody, if your power's not on, it's coming on very, very soon. I know that Ashtabula absolutely got hammered. And with the weather, this weekend came the first baseball and softball cancellations. Let's do our audio check. There it is. So we got a great show today. No baseball, no softball previews today. We're going to talk a lot about the All-Star game. We've got some cool things going on this week. The baseball or the softball previews will continue tomorrow. We've got some teams that are coming up this week. Last week, if you want to check out any of the shows from last week, you're going to be able to see softball previews from Edgewood, softball previews from from St. John. You'll get to see the baseball previews from Jefferson. There's a lot of cool. Why did my camera die? Uh-oh. Well, that's not a great thing. Technical difficulties. All right, I believe we're back. Sorry about that. I don't know if my equipment is still trying to recover from this weekend's wild winds. But like I said, hopefully you guys are all hopefully everybody's got their power back. Of course, I need to do an audio check. Our audio check. You guys are all hopefully everybody's got. All right, we're good. We're good. All right, it's a Monday, folks. Anyway, Sam Torres here from the 440 Sports Show. Thanks so much for joining us. As I was saying, this weekend we had a great event happen right over there at the YSU Beagley Center, the YSN All-Star Game. And I want to bring up a couple of photos from that game. It was really an awesome game. The ending of that game, the home team for the girls, Team Blatch and Team Hamilton, is going to fall to Team Turnage and Team Venzel, Coach Venzel, right here from Edgewood, Randy Venzel. The final score to that one, 64-45, with the player of the game in that one being Addison Rhodes from Crestview. And what a game she had. I'll tell you what, there was a lot of great play in general in that game. Let me go ahead and bring that over here so we can all look at it together. So there she is with the man, the myth, the legend himself, DJ Yokley. They're handing off the trophy. And I want to send a huge shout out to MV Sports and Charles Marsh, Mahoning Valley Sports Photography, because they got some really beautiful shots. Make sure you head over to their website sooner than later and check out some of these sites, because there was a lot of great basketball being played. The girls' game was a little bit lower scoring, but I'll be honest with you, there was a lot of defense in this game. These girls played very, very well. Addison Rose, of course, getting the MVP because she played the best game. She was really, really effective out there. That's all there is to it. That, of course, was voted by the announcers as well as the scorekeepers. And this picture right here is the one I think is just the coolest one of the bunch. You look at this all-star game and, over 50 girls out there on the floor. And shout out to the coaches too, because they did such a phenomenal job of making sure every one of these young ladies got a chance to get into the game more than one occasion. They got significant playing time. It was really fun to get to see some of these alternative styles go against each other. You had some girls that, played a little bit of finesse game. You had some girls that got down into the post and banged around. The young lady from West Branch and the young lady from Kennedy, I'll be honest with you, those were two big matchups that really were fun to watch. Hold on, I'm going to pull up those names here in just a minute. The young lady from West Branch is Sophia Gregory, and Warren JFK, Lucy Wetzel. Those two young ladies, and it's available on Facebook as well. So you can check it over on ysnlive.com, or you can just head right over to Facebook and check it out on the YSN Facebook page. Those two young ladies had a battle going back and forth. The first time I got the chance this year to watch some Salem games, or some Salem play, and that was another really fun part of the game, is I hadn't got to watch Salem play all year this year, and let me tell you what, those young ladies were the real deal. They got out there and I believe they had two representatives, both of which played well. It was just really fun to get to watch these young ladies. I can't talk about the All-Star game, can't talk about the girls game without talking about our young ladies right here from Ashtabula, Ohio. They all played a very, very good game. Alyssa Severa, Katie McAllister was out there. Exactly what I said she was going to do is exactly how she plays. That's why I love watching her play basketball. When she got onto the court, it was all defense all the time. It was great. She got a couple steals in there, getting to the cup, for some free layups. Transition basketball was the name of the game for her. It was really, really fun. Mia Contenza got a chance to be out there. Kaylin Hart from Grand Valley got a chance out there. Tamor Hoskin from Lakeside, she was out on the floor. It was just an awesome, awesome day of girls basketball. And it was coached by, some guys out here that really know the game. And more importantly, I guess, than knowing the game is they care. They care about, girls basketball. They care about the youth. And you could really see that these girls, even though they had never played with these coaches, these girls who had never played with who have never gotten a chance to play with these coaches really kind of took to them very quickly, and it ran very smoothly, and they did a great job. I think one of my personal favorite moments of this game this weekend has to go with, let me find her name. So Andrea Morales from Jackson Milton. It's a special story. So Jackson Milton, for those of you up here who don't know or are not familiar with the school, it's a smaller school. I guess numbers wise, I would liken it up here to similar to a St. John. And unfortunately, Jackson Milton was unable to field a basketball team. Andrea Morales is a 3-year basketball player for them. So for her senior year, she wasn't going to get to play basketball. She wasn't going to get to wear the jersey that she donned. And I think one of my favorite things is the fact that this YSN All-Star game gave her a chance to play in that jersey for Jackson Milton one final time. Because, there's nothing worse than when numbers kind of destroy the program. You know what I mean? And it happens with smaller schools. Anybody who went to a smaller school, they're well aware that this is a possibility, and it's really a heartbreaker because there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, people cannot change the amount of girls, the amount of guys, whatever sport it is. They can't change the amount of people who are going out. And, for her to get her senior year taken away is really, it's a crime. And that's the best part of this All-Star game for me, honestly, was that part. You look at, and let me pull up this one real quick too. This is Addison Rhodes of Crestview. Addison Rose of Crestview. She's going to win the player of the game. She did a great job. Just a phenomenal job out there. Just some great pictures. Make sure you head over to Mahoning Valley Sports because they've got some awesome pictures. They got some great action shots. I'm trying to find, I know that there was a couple here of Alyssa Severa as well from this area. There's Kaylin Hart with her time in the game. It was really fun to get to watch these girls who had never played against each other, just get out there and ball out. And that's exactly what they did. This young lady from Girard was one of the fastest on the court all day. Just some great photos. Make sure, like I said, you head over to Mahoning Valley Sports. Some great action shots of St. John's own Alyssa Severa there. There was a lot of great basketball going on. And the girls' game was very fun. Now, that one was called by Noah Doherty and Anthony Hartwig. Again, you can go check it out. It's on YSN Live's Facebook page, or you can go over to ysnlive.com, and it'll be available right there. But we're going to switch over here to the boys' basketball game. And for exactly what the girls' game was, the boys' game, the complete and utter opposite. No defense. No defense played in that one, with your final score being Coach Griffiths and Irons, the home team, winning 136-107 over Team Upshire and Reynolds. And I'm talking about that game was action-packed to the rafters. It was really something to watch. I'm going to bring up our first photo here, and this is going to be David Moore of Campbell Memorial. He was the player of the game. This was a young man, high flyer. Do you like dunks? This is the game to watch, because these guys, it was as close to an NBA All-Star game as I've seen, and I mean that in a good way. These kids were high flying. During the broadcast, I got the honor and the privilege to broadcast this game with Ty Bartell, and during the game, we dubbed it Smash and Splash. There were guys who were out there who were taking super long three-pointers and making them, showing off their range. There were guys going in there that if you were in the paint, they were trying to put you on a poster. This young man from Campbell Memorial was one of the guys who was going to put you on a poster. He was the real deal Holyfield. Again, you can find this replay right over on YSN. Tons of Ashtabula representation in this one. I do want to make a special mention of one young man in particular.
Where is he at? It's Cam Sly. Cam Sly. I'm trying to find his school. From Youngstown East. So Youngstown East, Cam Sly. This guy was dunking tomahawk jams. There's a young man from Badger who did a 360 dunk in the game. I about had a heart attack. You can listen to the call. It was awesome. It was awesome. Now, I can't talk about this without the three-point shooters too. Blake Krasneric gets out there, nailed some shots. Chance Loomis was out there cutting people up in slices. DeGeorge from Jefferson was out there getting the job done. Deshaun Williams goes out there and he nails a couple shots, but bigger than that, I didn't know the young man had bunnies. He went in there as soon as he got an open look at the lane and tries to nail a dunk, and he just kind of overshoots it just a little bit. Ball hits the back of the rim when he goes down there. And I'm talking about, it was like an old school Daryl Dawkins dunk. He was trying to rip the rim down. Really, really fun to get to watch him, play this game. And again, these photos all courtesy of MV Sports, Mahoning Valley Sports, and Charles Marsh Photography. They really just outdid themselves here. In this photo here, you're going to see this is the young man from it's Columbiana who did the 360. The young man from Columbiana did the 360. Let me go ahead and pull up his name as well, because boy, that kid was awesome. Maddox Brown hits a 360 in the middle of the game. Like, when I don't think, I'll be honest with you, in the 3 years we've been doing this, I don't think I've seen a 360 outside of Richmond Heights. Richmond Heights has definitely hit a 360 in the game, but this young man, as you can see in this picture, Jesus Hernandez, who had a good game as well. Probably during his time, he probably racked in about 3-4 offensive rebounds and got 2 buckets himself. That young man from Fitch, Gianni Maley, I talk about speed at the point guard position. Wow. That kid can flat out move. Chance Loomis here. He did a great job in this game. A lot of dunks. Terrence Pankey from Ursuline. Vinny Ballone. Vinny Ballone, if you don't know about him, we talked about him a lot during the football season. This is a kid from Lowellville. He stands about 6'5". He was averaging like 9 touchdowns a game. Or not a game. Averaging like 4 touchdowns a game. Yeah, Deshaun, I'll tell you what, he had told me, it's funny because he reached out to me and he said, I'm going to try some stuff that I've never done before. And I wasn't sure exactly what he was talking about. I figured he was going to go out there, maybe do some deep threes or whatever. No, they gave him the lane and into the game he goes. And I'll tell you what, the young man could get up there. He played very, very well. It was very fun to get to watch him out there. I'm glad he had a good time. And this is a great picture. This is a great picture. When you talk about the All-Star game, this reminds me a little bit of what the combine is for me. All these kids all together on one court playing the game together. You look at these and this is just a great group of kids. Shout out to all of the kids who took part in it. It was an unbelievable night. DJ Oakley, that's the man to thank right there. I mean, without, he's never going to take credit. He's never going to take credit because that man is as humble as they get. But, without the hard work of this guy, stuff like this doesn't happen. He was able to, along with a group of us doing a little bit of planning, but without the general, the Army can't go anywhere. So DJ Oakley, thank you so much for all the hard work you did. He runs around the entire time. And I agree with you. It's the jersey pictures, man. It's the jersey pictures. You look at the collection of kids here, the collection of schools, the collection of communities, really. That's what this is. This is a collection of communities all coming together, all playing one game for one purpose. Brighten Up for the Kids was the charity that benefited from this game. And there wasn't a frown to be had all day long at this game. Everybody was smiling from ear to ear. The stands were absolutely packed. Everybody was cheering for everybody. McNuggies is one I want to bring up here. This young man, he is part of our team at YSN, and we want to talk about a unique experience. This young man is a broadcaster for YSN. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that picture doesn't go away. This young man is a broadcaster for YSN. His name is Michael McKenzie. This is a kid who's been part of the team for a couple years now, and the unique honor, privilege, and possibilities for YSN, not even so much for him. I'm sure he appreciated it enough too. This young man played in the game and played in the game. I'm talking about went out there, hit about 2 or 3 3-pointers in the game, couple steals, was out there making a difference. I mean, I said on the broadcast, he was making an MVP candidacy. Like, he was out there doing the thing. And after he gets done out there playing at a very, very high level, comes up to the booth, talks to me and Ty, and just another reason to go back and watch. Just another reason to go back and watch the game over on YSN's Facebook page or at www.ysnlive.com. You get to see a perspective for a player. The player who's going to be playing in the game, who's actually a broadcaster as well. Like, those are some of the things that you're only going to get here at YSN. That's one of the reasons why I'm so proud to don the colors and to raise the flag. I just think we provide opportunities, and we will continue to provide opportunities for youths that you just don't see around here, and I don't know that you see anywhere else. It was really a fun game. I want to send a shout out to my wife as well. It was awesome. She came out and helped us all day, helped us move the 50-50 tickets, helped us get set up. YSN is a family, and, obviously we here, the Torres family, have bought all in. This is where we are. This is where we want to grow. This is where we're going to continue to be. And without the support of a lovely woman like Jessica, I absolutely could not do any of the things I do out here. And that's not just the All-Star game. It's the regular coverage. It's the morning show, all of this stuff. Without a strong person behind me, I couldn't be able to do it. So thank you very, very much. Just bringing through some more of these pictures again, Mahoning Valley Sports. It was a great day. A lot of dunking. I love dunking. You guys know I love dunking. Not too many blockings going out there. Just really quickly coming back here, Will Jancic, who was the player of the year from Louisville, also playing in the game. It really, I'm telling you guys, I don't know how to necessarily put it into words how much fun this game truly, truly was. These kids went out there and played their hearts out. They left absolutely nothing on the floor. Oh, I got to talk about my man, James Montanaro, the Quiet Storm. Just like his name is, he gets in there, he's quiet, just getting in there, getting some passes back and forth, just kind of being a part of it. The moment that they scoop down because they're sick of getting dunked on, boom, knocks down a huge 3-pointer in the game. The Quiet Storm living up to his name. Again, these pictures all available on YSN. Here's Chance Loomis getting to the rim. Here's Joey DeGeorge, of course, taking a shot there. It was a fun game, folks. I'm not going to go through there is DJ Oakley with his beautiful children, Bella and Z. And again, we talk about this is a family deal. If your family's not in it, then what are we doing? That is Jontrell Mixon from Valley Christian, Coach Upshire. Just a lot of great things going on there in the Youngstown State Beagley Center. I had an awesome time there. These are what All-Star games should be. I want to send a huge shout out to everybody who was helping with it. Chuck did the PA, and he did the PA beautifully. Kept everything going. Quinn Pushkar for helping just get everything going and getting the contacts done and doing all of the behind the scenes work and making sure that all the wheels are greased and all the gears are turning. It was a huge Chris Siegler from directing traffic all day, and we had a bunch of YSN family there, and everybody, it was one purpose, one movement, and I think the kids benefited. Again, I don't think there was a frown anywhere on the court that entire day, and that is the sign of a truly great event. So that's gonna do it for the All-Star game. We're gonna go to a quick break, and when we come back, I want to send some congratulations on some things that are changing up in this neck of the woods. We've got some new leadership at one of our local county schools, and we're gonna talk a little bit about some upcoming baseball games this week, as well as I'm gonna give you a little snippet, a little teaser of a show that is going to be on the horizon. My name is Sam Torres. This is the 440 Sports Show. When we get back, we'll talk a little bit about some new hires in this area. I do want to remind you guys at this time that the 440 Sports Show is brought to you by nobody yet. We've got room for advertisement. We've got room for sponsorship. If you want to get your company out there or your product and you want to be able to help the local youth, this is a perfect way to do it. With over 68 schools, you're going to get in front of 68 different communities, 68 different areas from the river all the way to Lake Erie. It's a great way to get your product known. You're going to be on daily shows, tons and tons of sports, a lot of different demographics. You're going to hit all right here on YSN Live. It's the best value in advertisement. I can say that with 100% certainty. But first, let's go to our friends over at Toyota Warren, and we'll be back here in just about 2.5.
We believe expectations are made to be exceeded. At the new Toyota of Warren, it's about more than just getting a great deal. It's about service you can count on and a friendship you can trust. Year after year, we've done what we do best. We've gone the extra mile so you could too. Because we know it's just not about buying a new car. It's the start of a new adventure. Toyota of Warren, driven by you.
Locally owned and operated, Sheely's relaxed shopping experience means browsing and lounging is always encouraged.
Find Flex Deal and more at Sheely's Furniture and Appliance, because the best things in life happen at home.
How lucky are we to have not one, but two 18-hole Donald Ross Championship golf courses right here in our backyards. Mill Creek Golf Course was selected by Golf Week as one of America's 30 best municipal courses, continuing to challenge golfers of all levels and featuring golf instruction by PGA professionals, a state-of-the-art practice range, a PGA of America recognized pro shop, kids programs, and a relaxing grill room for a memorable golf experience. For more information or to schedule a tee time, visit millcreekmetroparks.org.
Fall is in the air. The kids are back to school, crowds are cheering for the home team, and Myers Family Insurance is prepped for another crazy Medicare season. Every year there's changes, some big, some small, so it's important to have a conversation to make sure your plan is going to meet your expectations for the coming year. Give our team a call today to schedule your annual review.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance or visit us on the web. Check us out online at myersfamilyins.com.
Going from mindful to mindful sometimes requires a helping, healing hand. Insight Clinical Counseling and Wellness offers a continuum of mental health and wellness care. At Insight, we're changing the way you receive counseling and wellness services with experienced licensed clinicians and expertly trained wellness staff. With 4 locations in Mahoning and Columbiana County, along with telehealth services, Insight offers clients quick access to care when they need it. Transform your mental health and wellness at Insight Clinical Counseling and Wellness.
All right, guys, we are back. I'm just trying to get this image up here for you guys real quick. Sorry, I was having trouble getting it in there, but, you know, as is live radio, that's how this thing works, right? That's what to be expected. Here we go. Okay. let me share this screen. So I want to send a huge shout out to a good friend of mine from a long time ago. From, I've known this young man. I've known him since high school. And I want to send a huge shout out to the Jefferson Falcons. I guess first, let's send the flowers first. Gregory Jahola is going to take over as the athletic director out here in Jefferson, Ohio. This story, obviously, courtesy of the Star Beacon here in Ashtabula. I want to send a huge shout out to Greg Jahola, because this is a guy who has, since his time back at Lake Erie, been involved. As soon as he graduated, he has gotten involved in the high schools. He's been involved in football. He's been involved in young people's lives, and he's done a great job in changing the trajectory of young men and young women and putting them on a successful path. This is a guy that, kids tend to gravitate towards because he is so genuine and does such a phenomenal job with the youth in this area. As Steve Losey, who, hats off to him as well. I've been working with him for the past 3 years, and he is just a phenomenal human being as well. Always anything he can do to push Jefferson athletics up to the top, that's what he was going to do. He's been awesome with us, open door policy, beautiful communication back and forth. Everything we ever needed to get going over there at Jefferson, Steve Losey was able to help us with, and I am forever indebted to him, because it's the athletic directors that help like that will never understand how much I truly appreciate them. There are so many out there that have helped us along the way. Steve Losey, Steve Cray is one that comes off the top of my head. You know what I mean? Over there at Edgewood, Joel Taylor over at Conneaut, Lakeside right now still trying to figure out where they're going with some differences in athletic direction. But, Jody Candela has been a huge part during his time at the helm. Sean Allgood over at Lakeside did an absolutely phenomenal job. I can't talk about athletic directors without talking about my main man, Nick Irochi over at St. John, Mel Nowakowski over at PV. These are people that really, they love their school districts, they love the kids, and they want to put them in, they want to give them opportunities and make sure that these athletes have the most complete and thorough experience as possible. Frank Shreve, who recently stepped down at Grand Valley, is another one who was always just open door, very awesome with us. And now Frank Hall taking over the helm there in Grand Valley. So good luck to him. And I know he'll do a phenomenal job too. Frank Hall is not a name that anybody doesn't know. He's a hero, legitimately a hero. But for Greg Jahola, this is a cool one for me, because I've known Greg since, I was in high school. He graduated a couple years before me. But even back then, he was somebody that commanded respect. He was somebody that commanded, he was an instant leader. He was somebody you knew that knew what they were doing. This was a kid who was going to make the right decisions and help you make the right decisions. And I cannot think of a better person to lead the Jefferson Falcons athletics than Greg Jahola. I think it's just a great fit. I think he's going to do a great job. This is a guy who truly cares about his athletes, and I think you'll have about 100 million of them that'll come out and say the same thing about him. He just is an awesome human being, and I am so happy for him to take over there. Jefferson Athletics has really got it going on out there. Between Greg Jahola over at athletic director, they've got great coaching all the way around. So many familiar names for myself, including Coach Brandon Hanna, who's also a Lakeside grad, 2 Lakeside graduates over there at Jefferson doing the job. It's just awesome to see, and I'm glad to see that some of my fellow classmates are being given the opportunities. It's awesome to see what some of the guys that I graduated with right from little old Lakeside High School can do when they're given an opportunity, and this is a great example of that. I want to talk a little bit about where we're going this week and what we're doing. So let me pull up that Lakeside schedule. So, as you can tell, as you can see from this weekend, some of you guys are still waiting on power. If you're watching me on your phone, thank you for doing that. On the 27th, which is today, obviously Lakeside heading to Geneva, and unfortunately, we can't cover that game because of 8 schools, we only have 7 that are part of our YSN family. My fingers are crossed. I say this every week, and I will continue to talk about this every show until something changes, because I believe you can speak things into existence, and I'm hoping that our relationship with Geneva is going to be spoken to existence before too long. I feel like these kids deserve the extra exposure. I feel like they deserve all the extra products that we can provide right over here from YSN to these kids. And I want to get them on there. I think they've got great kids. I think they've got great families out there that deserve to have the YSN touch on their sports. So they're playing at Geneva today, but tomorrow, the reason why I bring this up, tomorrow, the 28th, is going to start weather pending is going to start our year of baseball coverage, as I will head over to Lakeside High School as they take on the Geneva Eagles at Lakeside, covering both Lakeside and Geneva for the first time this year. I'm really looking forward to seeing this one. Even though we don't have a preview on Geneva yet, but I can promise you that as soon as they become a YSN school, that preview going to be done. Thank you, Karen, for watching, and I you know, it's all genuine. I truly believe in him. I think Greg is one of the greatest human beings I've ever met, and he has one of the best hearts, and not just in this area, probably in the world. This is a guy, that is the one you want to have there, and Jefferson is very, very lucky to have that man out there. I think he's just going to do a phenomenal job. Getting back to the baseball real quick, we're going to be heading over to Lakeside tomorrow as they take on Geneva. And again, like I said, even though we don't have the preview done because they're not a YSN school yet, I do have some insight on some of these guys who are going to be coming back from Geneva and going to be playing. I know that they've got a young man by the name of Hewitt Wilt, who is a very good pitcher. I know they've got a young man with the last name of Arkenberg, who throws absolute fire. They've got some great baseball players over there, and not only just great baseball players, they got a great coach. Got a great coach at Terry Hayduck, who's overseeing that program. And Terry Hayduck is another one of those guys that really knows baseball. He's a baseball guy through and through. He is a baseball guy through and through. And they've got a good leader out there. And this is going to be a great game because Coach Jared Zyber and Lakeside, as you can see, they've got some guys coming back this year too. Cam Crockett, the big guy, the big lefty, Alex DeSalvatore, Caleb Stitt, Dylan Newsom is a year-round travel baseball player. Malachi Matlock's a phenomenal athlete. Cam Mitchell, Ezra Campbell. They've got some big guys. This is going to be a great matchup, and you're going to be able to catch it right here on YSN Live as we head over to Lakeside for our first baseball coverage of the year. And I can't talk about Geneva without talking about my main man, Jack Cafaro, who is also going to be playing on the team. That's just, as if I needed any more, just another reason that it would have been great to cover Geneva this year. Because as we talked about that unique opportunity with Michael McKenzie to be able to play the game and talk about it from the broadcaster's point of view, we had a second opportunity at that with Jack Cafaro, but unfortunately, with Geneva not being part of the team yet, we can't do it. Again, my fingers are crossed. Talk to your parents, talk to your athletic directors, talk to your administrators. If you want to be part of the YSN Live family, that's how we got to do it. Let them know why you want to be a part of it, and we'll be here with bells and whistles waiting on you. I can't wait. Hopefully that happens sooner than later. But yeah, so tomorrow, our first game of the year is going to be Lakeside at Geneva. Let me send a huge shout out to the Edgewood Warriors, who are down in Pigeon Forge, playing in a tournament, doing their spring training, I believe is what they called it. They're on spring break and out there playing some baseball games this week, and I think it's going to be great for them. I've talked a lot about Edgewood. You guys have heard it, I'm sure. I think they're going to be very, very good this year. And then I'll give you the snippet, the teaser. once a week, we've got a brand new show coming up. A brand new show where you're going to get the perspective of baseball from around the YSN stratosphere. It's going to have different. It's going to have some different commentators. We're going to talk a lot about different schools, different games. We're going to kind of do a roundup, I guess is what you would call it. That one is coming. The name, the title coming up very soon. As soon as I get the okay to release it, it's going to be released. But it's just going to be more content and more reason for you to tune in here to ysnlive.com, because we are doing everything we can to make sure that your local sports are covered by your local people. Local, loyal, live. That's what we live by, folks. That's going to do it for our show today. Thank you all so much for joining. Thank you all for all the support you guys have given up to this point. I appreciate every single bit of it. You guys are all amazing, and I can't wait to see you all tomorrow. This is Sam Torres from the 440 Sports Show. We'll see you tomorrow.
This for the football. This for the football. For the city in the back roads, got a whole county full of them goats. All from the football. Hey, it's just for Beulah County. Yeah, right on your head like a bounty. Said I'm from Beulah, they know I'm from Beulah, so let me just go talk about my surroundings. Shout out them Eagles that's out in Geneva, them Lakers, oh yeah, that's Palmetto and Valley. We from the football chasing these goals. If you in the way, you get taken out proudly. And Jefferson soaring with Falcons. Said that you working, you ain't really working. You see that we working, our hands got a callus. Putting in reps till we moving some mountains. Edgewood got warriors, they won't allow it. Me, I bleed green and gold, they know defeating those dragons who run the whole city. You wildin'. And they really bout it, yeah. And next we gon' go to Grand Valley. Work like a horse and don't show no remorse. So opponents keep coming, we stack them and pile them, yeah. And Connie, I flooded with Spartans. As soon as they pull up on game day, we park them. Cause we number one in that spot, ain't a bargain. Man, shout out St. John, they be ballin' like Harden. This for the football. This for the football. This for the football.